All right, let's talk NEMT. If you're in the non-emergency medical transportation business, you know the daily grind is, well, it's real. Today, we're going to dive into how one smart platform can completely transform that grind. We're talking streamlining everything from scheduling and dispatch all the way to the most important part, getting paid.
So, does this question hit a little close to home? If your day feels like you're just constantly putting out fires, fighting with spreadsheets, and fielding one phone call after another, you know exactly what this means. It really can feel like an uphill battle just to keep things moving. So, where does all that chaos actually come from? You know, the biggest challenge in NEMT operations isn't just one thing. It's the sheer complexity of trying to juggle dozens of moving parts all at the same time.
I mean, think about your day-to-day. Scheduling conflicts that throw the whole day off track, drivers wasting precious time and fuel on dead miles, that constant back-and-forth miscommunication, and, the soul-crushing task of manually entering trip data. And that's all before you even get to the headaches of compliance and, of course, the frustration of a denied claim. It's a lot. It is a ton to manage.
But what if, and just imagine this for a second, what if you could swap out all that chaos for a central command center? A single place where every single part of your operation is organized, automated, and totally under your control. That's the idea we're going to unpack.
And this really shows you what that shift looks like. See, the goal isn't to just add another tool to your plate. It's about replacing that tangled mess of spreadsheets, apps, and phone calls with one single AI-powered platform. It becomes your single source of truth for everything.
And we're not talking about a small-scale operation here. This platform is already handling over 1 million trips every single month. That's a massive amount of logistics all flowing smoothly through the system.
It's also trusted by this growing community of over 300 providers. These are businesses just like yours, who found a smarter way to manage their day-to-day and actually start to scale their business.
And that trust, it comes from real-world results. You've got providers like Fernando here, who points out something absolutely crucial. It's easy to use. I mean, after trying a bunch of other systems, he found this one was genuinely user-friendly. And that is a huge win when you need your entire team, from dispatch to drivers, to get on board.
Okay, so how does this all work in the real world? Let's start right at the beginning of any trip, the request itself. We're going to see how the platform takes what used to be a manual chore and turns it into a totally effortless, automated flow.
This whole process, this whole life cycle just becomes automatic. First off, you can forget about manual data entry. Trips are just pulled in directly from the big brokers. Next, smart AI algorithms check everything out and schedule the trips automatically. And then finally, the system assigns each trip to the absolute best driver for the job, taking into account their location, their shift, and everything else to cut down on waste.
All right, the trips are scheduled. Now the action moves out onto the road. And this is where having total visibility becomes your most powerful tool. It's where real-time data completely changes the game for your dispatchers.
I mean, look at this. The difference is it's night and day. The old way is all about guesswork, radio calls, and reacting to problems after they've already happened. The smart way gives you proactive control. You've got live GPS tracking, AI-optimized routes. You can make smart decisions based on real data, not just a gut feeling.
And that control comes from some really powerful features. You can see your whole fleet on a live map. You can watch every trip's status in real time, from the moment it's assigned to pickup to drop-off. The platform even gives drivers AI-powered coaching to help improve safety. It really puts you in the driver's seat, so to speak, not just reacting to what's happening.
But, of course, none of this tech matters if your drivers can't stand using it, right? And that's why this is so important. Heron from Peak Elite MedRide says his drivers love the app. Why? Because it's simple, and it's reliable. And when your drivers are happy, your entire operation just runs that much smoother.
Okay, so all of this smooth operation, all this efficiency, it all leads to the final, and let's be honest, the most critical step, getting paid. Because a perfectly run trip doesn't mean a thing if the billing falls apart. So let's see how automation closes that loop and makes sure you get paid faster.
So what do we mean by automated billing? Well, it's pretty simple. It's a system designed to get rid of all that tedious, error-prone work that slows down your payments. It automatically builds and sends out the claims in whatever format is needed. The whole point is to get it right the very first time, so you're not chasing money.
And the impact of this in the real world is just huge. Look at this case study, Helping Hands Transportation. They cut their paperwork by a massive 80%. Just think for a second about what you could do with all the time and resources that would free up.
And here's the number that really matters, because at the end of the day, automation leads to accuracy, and accuracy is what gets claims approved. GreenMed Trans, for instance, hit a nearly perfect 99.2% claim approval rate. That means basically eliminating the headache of dealing with denials and resubmissions.
This quote really hits home for a lot of business owners. For Raquel Purvis, billing was one of her biggest headaches. But with the platform, that whole process is now handled with ease. Claims get filed on time, errors get fixed quickly. That's the kind of peace of mind we're talking about.
So we'll leave you with this one question to think about. This whole system is designed to give you back 2, maybe even 3 hours every single day. So what would you do with that time? Would you focus on growing the business? Spend more time improving patient care? Or maybe, just maybe, finally get a chance to step away from the chaos? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.